So there's a lot of volatility today in the market, and this is exactly why. What's going on, guys? It's Ricky with TechBit Solutions, and I want to go ahead and just jump right into it. So what exactly is going on that randomly the NASDAQ market quickly spiked up to highs of 629 and then shortly after ended up giving it all back? So what was reported 1 hour before the market opened? For those that do not know, we had the CPI data report being released today, 1 hour before the market opened, and core CPI came in lower than what was expected, 2.6% versus the expectation of 2.7%, showing that core CPI is actually cooling more than what was expected. This is again taking into consideration that 2 of the previous CPI data reports are missing data points. That being said, overall CPI came in as expected from 2.7% to 2.7%, so no change on that. When you look at the actual report, and again, I want to make sure that you fully understand where you can find this. This is the official website, bls.gov/CPI. Tomorrow, it's the PPI report. I don't really want to live stream it. You guys let me know down in the comment section. If this video gets over 1,000 likes, I will live stream the PPI report, which is inflation on the producing side of things. But this is the CPI, and then once you are on here, you just click on PDF and it should update. So this is inflation or the CPI report for the month of December. You can see that we have 2 missing data points, and yes, this is still being taken into consideration for how they calculate CPI. So when people make the claim, hey, inflation is actually cooling, well, hey, you should also know that 2 data points are actually missing for this report. Because remember, this CPI report and the way that it's calculated is based off of the last 12 months of the items in this index. But when you're missing 2 of the last 12, then again, you're not really getting the complete picture. So that's what I want you to understand, that although the overall CPI report came in as expected at 2.7% versus the previous expectation of 2.7%, that yes, it is coming in and there has been no change, but it's also missing 2 data points where we would have most likely seen an increase month over month. So therefore, we would actually be at a higher rate of inflation according to the CPI data reports. But because of the government shutdown, they didn't report the actual data because now the data points are missing. With that being said, this time, all the data points are not missing. I wanted to make sure that you understood what we were saying here. For the month of December, you can see all the different line items from food, food at home, food away from home. You can see the overall increase. It looks like the biggest increase for the month of December, let me pull it up here. So it looks like the biggest increase was definitely utility piped gas services, a 4.4% increase. But we saw some pretty substantial decreases. It looks like used cars and trucks saw a 1.1% drop month over month. And it looks like, let's see what we have here. 1.5%. And this is fuel oil saw one of its biggest drops of negative 1.5%. Nonetheless, yes, the line items and the data points are actually being reported for the month of December, which is a nice change because for the month of October and the month of November, although you are hearing a lot of people saying, hey, inflation has not been going up, please just get it through your head. The data wasn't actually released. These are all the line items that make up the CPI report, and all of these line items are missing. So please make sure that when you talk about the CPI report, you need to understand that we are missing 2 of the months of the last 12. That is huge. You cannot overlook that. And even with missing those 2 months, we barely came in at no change of 2.7 versus the previous of 2.7. So just want to make sure that you understood that. So yes, markets did originally react in a positive way, but you can see that when you actually look into what it is that's going on, it wasn't much of a surprise that markets went to retest the same previous highs and then aggressively got rejected. Overall, markets are still incredibly bullish, showing signs of higher highs, higher lows. Let me make that very clear. Market sentiment is still bullish, but we have a lot of news that is bound to present itself. Tomorrow, we're supposed to learn more about the Supreme Court decision against Trump's tariffs. Incredibly volatile. Be ready for that. It's not certain that markets have to go up or go down because we don't know how the markets are going to react. Are they going to celebrate that Trump's tariffs are voted illegal, or are they going to celebrate that they're not voted to be illegal? I don't know. And again, when you don't know and we're uncertain, then it's better to be mindful of your exposure, be mindful of your position size, and when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. With that being said, I also wanted to make sure that you guys were aware of some of the uncertainties that are presenting themselves as of right now. With the CPI report, it says President Trump caused Fed Chair Powell to cut rates after this morning's CPI inflation data. Thank you, Mr. Tariff, Trump adds. So again, Trump proving once again that he simply cannot control himself. And this is, I would say, one of my biggest ticks with Trump, is that there are things that he has done that I am in big support of, but attacking the independence of the Federal Reserve just make no sense. The bond markets are barely holding together with the current investigation that Trump has sparked against Jerome Powell. If you don't understand the severity behind this, you will if things actually get worse. It's going to just be embarrassing for Trump. That being said, of course, it's within Trump's character to insult anyone that does not do as he says, because he thinks that he's always right. If you know anything about the mandate of the Federal Reserve, you know exactly why they're not choosing to cut rates. And that is because cutting rates is inflationary, and inflation has been going up. But because of the government shutdown and because things have not been properly reported, they can't make as informed of a decision as they might want to. They've already cut rates. Now they want to pause and wait to see for the market to react. They're just not cutting rates as aggressively as Trump would want. And again, you can see the wave of Trump supporters that are just blind to the idea of they'll just say and do anything that Trump does, right? Or claims. And I think it's very important to kind of think for yourself and to understand and ask the question, why would Jerome Powell and the Federal Reserve, because it's a committee, not be willing to cut rates as aggressively? Just try to understand it. Don't make it political, as the Federal Reserve is independent, right? Understand the reason behind the data that they are choosing to be conservative when it comes down to cutting rates less aggressively. And that is because cutting rates is inflationary, and inflation is already uncertain, and inflation is always a bigger concern than a fair but kind of weak labor market. Again, I hope that's understood. With that also being said, reporter today asked Trump, the $2,000 checks that you are using, or you promised $2,000 checks for Americans using tariff revenue. And then Trump responds saying, I promised that. When did I do that? Looks like there are no stimulus checks that are coming. So again, it's like there's a lot of talk that he presents all these really great ideas, is what it sounds like, but then there's very little follow through. So I just want to remind you that during such an uncertain time, especially when he's trying to make tariffs seem very attractive for the American people as it's about to get decided on by the Supreme Court, you can see why now he might be falling back on his claims of the $2,000 stimmy checks. So we'll see how things continue to develop. Nonetheless, again, there also is a lot of tension that's going on overseas. Something going on in Iran. I think that there's this full-blown protests going out, and what it sounds like is Trump is also kind of encouraging the Iranian people to stand up and protest, which is fine if that's what you guys think is right. I know nothing about the situation. All I know is that if the U.S. does have to step in, then again, can that provide some volatility? So just a lot of different curveballs being presented this week, not only with what happened with Venezuela last week, not just what's going on this week with Iran, but then we have the Supreme Court decision, the attack against Jerome Powell and the criminal investigation. And then tomorrow we have the PPI report, and today we have the CPI report. So a lot of different reasons that the markets can be moving, and a lot of different reasons on why the markets can be very volatile. So please just be calculated, be intentional, manage your exposure, and just know that the market can move on a dime based off of these catalyst-based events. So when in doubt, never be afraid to cash out. Also, we killed it in today's live session. If you guys did not see our LPP live session with our LPP team, with CoreWeave, I made a little bit over $2,000. Oklo, I didn't make too much. I made $681. And then on MSTR, I was actually up $3,000 on this one. It looks like I have to add more to my short position. I'm up about $1,900 on this. I'm going to add a little bit more to my short position here as an overbought reversal begins to form. So here it goes. I'm going to be adding another 300 shares to my short, which is roughly right around $45,000 to $49,000. So yeah, very excited to follow up. I appreciate you guys' time. If you guys have any questions, feel free to message me via Discord or via Instagram. Everything is linked in the description down below. I do trade live every single morning with my LPP team. And if you ever want to watch me trade live, it's the second link in the description down below. I appreciate your time. Like always, let's make sure that we end the year on a green note. Take care, team.